Welcome to a very special episode of Voices from Israel, brought to you by JNF UK. I'm Dana Zohar, joined backstage by Rebecca Goldman. On June 19, 2025, an Iranian missile struck Soroka Medical Center in Be'er Sheva, the only major hospital serving over 1 million people in the Negev. In moments, departments collapsed, critical systems were catastrophically damaged, and nearly 100 patients and staff were injured. Today, Soroka is operating at just 75% capacity, with wards crammed into temporary, overcrowded spaces. Funding is urgent, especially as winter approaches and demand rises. That is why JNF UK has stepped in, because time is critical. For decades, the Negev has been at the heart of our mission. And now, with Soroka under strain, we are rallying our support. If you'd like to stand with us in this urgent mission, please click the link in the chat box to find out more and donate. Few stories capture Soroka's importance more powerfully than that of our guest tonight. Dr. Yoav Bichovsky was born and raised in Petah Tikva. He studied medicine at Ben-Gurion University in the Negev, where he met and married his wife Esther, and together they have 2 children. He went on to specialize in anesthesiology and intensive care, and today serves as a senior physician at Soroka Medical Center, where he is widely regarded as the most beloved doctor by colleagues and patients alike. But since October 7th, his life has taken a dramatic turn. Despite being 47 years old and under no obligation to serve, Dr. Bichovsky volunteered as a combat doctor. On March 31st, 2024, while operating in Gaza, his armored vehicle was struck by an anti-tank missile. Critically wounded, he was evacuated to his own ICU at Soroka Hospital, arriving unconscious and unrecognizable to his colleagues. After a long and grueling rehabilitation, which he faced with extraordinary resilience, Dr. Bichovsky made a full recovery. Following the loss of 20% of his brain, his return to his role as a senior physician is nothing short of miraculous. Before we begin, I'd like to show you a short video from a feature about Dr. Yoav's story. This is after he spent over a month at the ICU, most of the time sedated and intubated.
מה זה תחזית טובה, מה הוא ידע לעשות, מה הוא לא ידע לעשות. אני לא יודע להגיד את זה בשלב הזה.
אתה לא יודע לומר אם הוא יוכל לדבר.
אני לא יודע להגיד את זה כרגע.
זה מתחיל להתגנב החשש שהוא לא יחזור להיות דוקטור יואב שהכרתם.
החשש הזה תמיד שם, אבל אנחנו מסתכלים על ההדמיות, אנחנו גם אומרים לעצמנו בהומור, שהוא כלי הכרחי בסיטואציות האלה, שיואב בתור בחור סופר אינטליגנט התחיל עם המון ספר, אז זה בסדר גם אם הוא ירד כמה מדרגות.
חודש חלף מיום הפציעה. דוקטור אדם, שהיה הראשון שזיהה, זוכה להיות גם הראשון לזהות את התפנית.
הוא כונן שלי בטיפול נמרץ. הוא היה זמין 24/7, הייתי שולח לו הודעה זמין, הוא היה תמיד רושם לי תמיד. הבנתי שהוא חזר לעצמו אחרי שהלכתי לו את הוואטסאפ הראשון. ו...
35 ימים מאז שהורד מהמסוק. דוקטור יואב ביכובסקי משתחרר היום מטיפול נמרץ.
כולם משתמשים בביטוי מלח הארץ, אתה מבחינתנו הפלפל. הפלפל של היחידה, אנחנו לא יכולים בלי לקבל את הפוש של האנרגיות שאתה נותן לנו, שהוא כל כך חשוב.
כשיהיה לך משעמם, תקרא מה החבר'ה כתבו לך. את זה אתה תחבק כל לילה שם בשיקום. ואנחנו מחכים לך כי אתה חייב פה להרבה אנשים תורנויות. הרבה מאוד.
את הנאום שלך תגיד שאתה חוזר, בסדר?
סוף. יפה, צ'ר.
Wow, incredible. Dr. Yoav, it is such a privilege. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you very much, and good evening to you all.
So, could you begin by sharing a little about your background and what led you into medicine?
So, like you said, I was born in Petah Tikva, which is kind of in the center of Israel. My father worked as a chief of a bank, and I thought that business would be a good thing to focus on. When I was 16 years old, I had to go to a course in resuscitation, and I started volunteering in a small hospital in Petah Tikva. And this is the place where I decided to be a doctor. So I joined the army. I served as an infantry soldier in a unit called Givati, which was kind of the Israeli Marines. And after I was discharged, I had to improve my school tests and then start med school.
And can you take us back to that moment when the war broke out on October 7th?
So I will take you to a day prior to October 7th. I was the in-charge doctor of the ICU on this holiday. I knew that it was a very easy day, so we had 6 open places, which is kind of unusual. And at 6:30 in the October 7th, we woke up to alarms and went to the shelter. My son was in a different city in his journey for his army service. So it was only me, my wife, and my daughter. We heard a lot of alarms. We started seeing pictures of cities next to Gaza with the terrorist pickups inside. And I was sure
Sderot.
that and I was sure that it's a fake.
Yeah. We
Apparently
all
it
did.
wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
I called the senior doctor that was supposed to replace me and told him that he has 6 places, which seemed a lot. And we needed more places eventually. And I told him that if he needs me, I can come. About an hour later, in 7:30, I got just one letter call to come to the hospital and be in charge of the emergency anesthesia. We were there for a long time. I got calls from all the country to see if someone is around, is missing.
Wow.
And at 10:30, my commander in the army told me that we are starting to enlist my company if I can come. I told him that we are in huge, massive casualty event and that I can't come. But when the company will be enlisted completely, I will come. At 2:30, they started send some people for rests at home, and we were enlisted. So I came back home, wore my uniforms, and
Wow.
drove to north from Be'er Sheva. It's about 100 kilometers north. I didn't know whether there are terrorists around. Only then I started really listening to the news and not just hearing the stories from the wounded people. And I didn't know if I could come to my base if Soroka is circled with terrorists, yes or no. Apparently not. And that is where my war started. I came to my base, and 5 minutes later, I was on a jeep back south.
Wow. Unbelievable. So, and since then, you've been in and out from Gaza, right? Taking care of the wounded soldiers.
2 weeks in the Gaza kibbutz, fighting there against the terrorists, and then we went north. And then, yes, when the military operation inside the Gaza Strip started, we started going in every time for about a week or 2 weeks.
So back and forth from the hospital to Gaza. Yeah. Wow.
And during vacations, I rejoined my ICU.
Some vacation. Um, But then we get to the really turning point on March 31st, 2024. You experience a life-changing injury. And can you describe what happened exactly?
So first of all, I don't remember anything from that day. It's only stories that I heard.
But you must have heard
So
and
I heard
completed.
a lot of stories. We were supposed to replace a standing point, so I helped charging our Humvee. And when I was on top of the Humvee, it was hit by an RPG. We had 4 wounded people. One of them died
Wow.
at spot. One of them was in the armored unit. I didn't know him. Our commander was injured, and the nurse from my hospital was injured as well.
Wow.
We were evacuated by helicopter quickly to Soroka. And when we arrived,
I understand, sorry to interrupt you, but I understand that they were supposed to take you somewhere around Tel Aviv, I
they were
think,
supposed to
but
take us to
because of your
Switzerland,
critical
and because
situation,
of my critical injury, they decided to go to the closest place, which is Soroka.
but they didn't know who you were at that
No,
point. They
no.
didn't recognize you. No one
The
recognized
nurse told them that it was me. They completely ignored them.
you. Wow.
And then he told the doctors that treated us in the ER that I was with him in the chopper. The head of anesthesia came to him and told him that I wasn't in the helicopter, and he's now trying to find me.
Oh, wow.
A different
Wow.
person.
Wow.
So
So
I
it,
was already intubated, and I was going to CT, and he started talking to all the anesthesia managers around Israel to see where they transported me and if I'm alive or not. Eventually, one of my residents discovered that it was me. He's a very good friend,
Dr. Adam, we saw him in the video.
Dr. Zaparov, yes. And he recognized me, and there was a discussion whether to and how to tell my wife.
And also, when he firstly recognized you, I remember that watching this video, the full version, that they actually told him, no, it's not. That they actually argued with him
They argued with him,
because they
and
couldn't
we
grasp
used to replace clothes in the ICU together, and he didn't see my face, only my hands.
So
So
he recognized you by your hands,
yeah,
your fingers. Unbelievable.
and he said, "This is him. That's it."
Wow.
There was a huge discussion how to tell my wife.
Hmm.
The IDF said we hadn't recognized him yet, so please wait with it. And my boss said, no problem. You see that woman entering the OR? This is his wife. If you want to stop her, you're free to go.
Wow.
Sent a few of our head doctors to tell her that I am injured, and she recognized me.
And what was her reaction? How
So
what did they tell her? I mean,
at
at
the
first,
beginning, they said it's a head injury. It's mostly a head injury. Her first question was, why didn't they take his leg instead? He needs his brain. Eventually, she just,
apparently 20% wasn't really necessary.
who needs them?
Yeah.
And she started taking care of business. She was very close that our son will be at home, that her parents will come to our home. She talked to my brother to inform my father that I was injured. She started taking care of business. And she
And
did a good job.
your father also, I know, arrived quite regularly to sing you the lullabies.
Arrived quite regularly. He was hospitalized as well. And even during his hospitalization, he came
Wow.
every day on a wheelchair to see me.
Wow.
He sang me songs that I liked as a child. And he passed about 3 months ago.
I'm so sorry.
that's okay. It was his time, and I think that he recognized it. And I was so glad to show him that I'm back at work and I'm back on my feet and I'm back in good shape.
Amazing. And what do you remember when you first regained consciousness and realized you were in your own ICU? What was that moment like?
So at first I woke up knowing that I was the head doctor of the ICU, which is on a ship floating from Tel Aviv to Cyprus, 100 persons. And I wondered why I
It was an
didn't.
hallucination,
Yes,
obviously.
it's a combination of things. I think that I did an army service that was supposed to be like that. I don't know where it came from, but I wondered why I didn't talk to the chief about the time of landings and how many beds we have. And then I wanted to get up of my bed. The nurse came, and I wanted to tell her, just wait. I have a visit on the patients to do, and she anesthetized me. Then I woke up, and after a few conversations with friends of mine, which I don't remember, I started to look where I was injured. I looked at my legs, at my hand in here, and at a wound on my stomach, and I understood that I had mostly limb injuries and I had laparotomy. All of this is a lie because the injuries are quite simple there, and the main injury is here
Mm.
in the head,
Mm-hmm.
and I couldn't palpate it yet. So it took a lot of time for me.
But that was at least 3 weeks after
Yeah, about
you.
a month after. I don't know the times.
Mm,
My wife can say that I started to regain some consciousness about 2 weeks after I was injured.
mm.
I don't remember it at all. Um,
Do you remember that ceremony that they held when you got released from your own ICU?
yes,
Do you
I
remember that?
remember it, not by much. It's a
Mm.
nice thing watching it, but I thought that my voice was excellent, which it wasn't. I talked to myself to say that my Hebrew is perfect, and I have. And it wasn't, and my Hebrew was really bad that time, and I
So it might
forgot.
be that you completed it in your head, in your own
Yes.
mind. Mm.
When I was discharged from the ICU, I was sure that I'm at least the head doctor and the marshal and a general, a supreme general in the ICU. It was a huge mistake. So there were a lot of things that I didn't remember. But I started working and knowing that I am the best and that all I have to do is work hard and show everybody how good I am.
Oh,
It's
wow.
pretty
Amazing.
difficult.
So the rehabilitation process is ongoing, right? It's still
It's
in
still
process.
ongoing. It
Mm-hmm.
started in 3.5 months in Ra'anana, which is about 120 kilometers northern from Be'er Sheva. Then when
As
I
you
did it,
call the center of Israel, Be'er Sheva.
yes, it is. So it's up north.
Mm.
And then I started home hospitalization, meaning that I came to the hospital only in the mornings. And then I started to see my ICU in the beginning as a guest and then as a doctor. It was a few hours a day, then a full day, then 2 days a week, and up to now when it's
And what were the challenges that you faced during that time, during the recovery process?
the first thing that I remember is remembering how many antibiotics drugs I don't remember their names. And I started with a chart listing all the antibiotics that I know and can find, and listing whatever problem there is with every drug and who is going to use it and who is not going to use it. And when I started working, it was antifungals that I didn't remember. It was the names. It's the name of people. And it's very sad to say it, but for example, I didn't remember your name, so I knew that we are going to talk today, so I did the challenge of saying your name a few times to make sure that I remember it.
Wow.
And so these are the major problems.
Mm. And going back to when you were in your own ICU, one of the issues were that the nurses, it was very emotionally charged to, take care of you, give you treatment, wasn't it? There was a discussion about who can handle it without crying with
So a few of my friends said that they couldn't treat me at all, just visit me every time they're there. My wife
It's
asked,
problematic when it's so personal, when it hits
true,
home. Mm.
my wife asked that only male nurses will take care of me. It didn't work at all. The female nurses charged against the boss, and my wife remembered that she liked most of them, so they came back to business. And I know for a fact that many, many nurses treated me in all kinds of situations, including baths and whatever, and they did it really professionally. I remember one nurse who said that tomorrow is going to be the first day that I'm going to take a real shower. She put me on a chair and wheeled me to a small shower that we have in the ICU. And she gave me a good shower. Apparently later I was told that I showered her as well, but I don't remember it at all. But she came out victorious. That was after the best shower of my life.
How long after the injury was that?
About a month,
Wow,
month
wow.
and a little bit.
And in that context, what role did Soroka Medical Center and the medical team play in your rehabilitation, physically and emotionally?
Soroka is a really big family. We all take care of each other. I do know that when I had emotional problems, the nurses came to cover me in these times and say it's going to be okay. I don't remember it at all. When I was in rehabilitation, it was important for the department that I come to even drink coffee there. So this was a ritual that I did daily.
Amazing.
And it's
Wow.
amazing to do the running in the morning with my physiotherapist and everybody say hello and good morning. It's a bless, and it gives you a little break to rebreathe during the exercise. So it's amazing.
It's brilliant. I mean, it's very rare to have this family in your workplace. It's beautiful.
It
And
is.
I remember reading an article about the fact that the person who evacuated you in the helicopter, one of the soldiers, he got injured a few months later after your injury, and you went into rehabilitation together, or are you going through
Was a
now?
mechanic in the chopper, and he was injured a few months later, and I got a call from he visited me in Bet Levinstein in the rehabilitation hospital, and when he was rehabilitated in Soroka, he was admitted to the ICU in Soroka. His commander told me that I have to see him, so I went to see him. He just came to consciousness, and I told him, "You see, now I look better than you," and
So,
he remembered it.
hmm,
And so it's a big family.
amazing.
We really take care of everybody, and we take care of everybody else.
And that's why you're surrounded with love, but you're also a very lovable person. I mean, it's obvious.
It's true. And I really love Soroka because of it.
And how is your experience as a patient and the journey you've been through changed the way you see your role as a doctor today?
I think it's always clear for me to tell the families that their beloved one is in real risk for his life, and that he's going to have setbacks and inflammation and sepsis and whatever, and that we're fighting for his life. And I don't know how he's going to get out of the intensive care unit. You just need to know that we will do everything for him. And for head injuries, I said, I don't know how he's going to get out of it. I hope that he will get out well. But from the CT scan in the beginning, we know very little. And take me as an example. Most of the medical doctors in Soroka had an appointment to come after my burial. And
Wow.
and it didn't happen.
So this is the proof. Anything is possible. It
Yes,
gives a lot of hope to patients, I
it's
assume.
amazing. And this is one of the things that it's good to pass to the families of our injured people.
And also, you can actually demonstrate on yourself. You told me when in previous conversations we had that when people ask, how is this procedure going to look? How is this scar going to look? You just show them.
Yes. So I talk a lot of about tracheostomies, and they say how the injury looks. I said, okay, a bit like this. And if you want to know how the injuries will look after it will relieve, then it looks like this. This is
Or
it.
how it will feel, you can tell
Yes.
them firsthand.
Yes. And this is it. This is who we know, and this is how we give it back to people.
And from your perspective, why is it so important to support Soroka now?
I think that Soroka is the only huge medical center in the south of Israel. We treat huge amounts of people who, some of them come only with helicopters from way across the Negev. And we try to give the best. We did it after the Iranian missile. We did it after terrorist attacks. We always try to give our best. I think that if we will have better equipment, better people, then Soroka will be the best place in Israel and the best medical center. And I think it's Israel's priority to make it one. And it's our priority to help it.
I couldn't agree more. As we have just celebrated Rosh Hashanah, a time of renewal, hope, and long-term resolutions, what message would you like to share with our viewers?
I think that my job is the best job and the most sacred job in the world. I think that everybody should think the same thing exactly.
Bless you.
It's a thing that happens. And I
Only
think that
natural.
everybody should look at their own job exactly the same as a sacred place to go and as a sacred place to make the world a little bit better tomorrow. And we only work for our children. And this is the best thing to do.
For our children, for our family, which
It's
also
true.
includes Soroka in your case.
It's true.
Okay, so we now have time only for one question from the audience. And Mrs. Sarah Emanuel Holder writes, thank you for your courage, your service, and for sharing your incredible story with us. For many of us, especially young people in the diaspora who live relatively safe and comfortable lives, it often takes hearing stories like yours to really understand the value of life, community, and resilience. How can we educate this generation so that they learn to appreciate what they have, develop resilience, and take responsibility?
So we live in a really difficult world. It's difficult for us as Jews. We have a huge history. Our history is about 3,000 years. And we have survived and always made us better. I think that the country that my father was born in, which was Palestine, i.e., was a worse place than Israel today. Only at the age of 11, it became a country. And Israel is better today than it was when I was born. I think that living in the diaspora is also difficult. I think that living in the United Kingdom, or I lived in Canada for a year, is not easy at all as Jewish people. I think we should be proud of what we have done in the last 3,000 years for the world, for our kids, and see the future and help them do the future a better place for them.
Wonderful. So on that very positive note, I would like to thank you very, very much, Dr. Yoav Bichovsky, for sharing your heroic story and for inspiring all of us.
Thank you.
And Dr. Bichovsky's journey is more than a story of survival. It is a reminder of Soroka's vital role as the lifeline of Israel's South. As we begin the new year, we invite you to stand with us by supporting JNF UK's Rosh Hashanah campaign. Your gift will help restore Soroka and ensure it can continue to serve the people of Israel with strength and compassion. Please click the link in the chat to donate. Thank you for joining us, and on behalf of all of us at JNF UK, I wish you Shana Tova. תכלה שנה וקללותיה, תחל שנה וברכותיה. May the past year and its curses be gone. May the new year and its blessings begin. And may all 48 hostages and every Israeli soldier return home safely. Until next time, I'm Dana Zohar, and these are the voices from Israel.